Okay, looking at this problem, it says it's believed that as many as 24% of adults over age 50 never graduated from high school. We wish to see if this percentage is the same among the 25 to 30 age group. So it says, how many of this younger age group must we survey in order to estimate the proportion of non-grads to within 4% with 90% confidence? Okay, so we remember the confidence interval formula, calculating a confidence interval for a proportion, and you can solve that formula for the sample size for n, which is given right here, which we did in our notes. So I just took these parts out of our notes. So we need a z star, which remember z star is based on your confidence level. Here we want 90% confidence, so our z star is going to be 1.645. So I'll just kind of say here z star, and then over here I'm going to put 1.645. All right, now the p hat and the q hat, the p is what it's assumed to be, and of course q, you remember, is 1 minus p. So p is, in this case, we can go ahead and go with this 24% or 0.24. And then, so of course q, I can be snazzy to calculate q. I can go in here in the h5 and I'll put an equal sign and I'll say it's 1 minus what I got in h4. So it's just the complement there. Right, now the margin of error that they give you in the problem is within 4%, so I'll put in 0.04. Okay, so now to calculate the sample size n, we can be snazzy and just type in these different values. So you do z star squares, remember to do an equal sign. Right, now your z star is what's in h3, so I'm going to do h3, and then I square it by hitting the shift button and the 6 to raise it to the second power. And then times, we'll do the time symbol, and then it's p hat, which is in h4, and then times q hat, q hat, which is in h5, and then I divide by the margin of error, which is h6, and I have to square that. So I'll do the shift and the 6, and then the 2, and hit enter. And so I get 308. Now, it's 308.4, which I realize rounds to 308, but you always want to round up to the nearest integer for accuracy. So let's try that. 309. We'll check our answer. Yay! Okay, now it says, suppose we want to cut the margin of error of 3%. What is the necessary sample size? Now, smooth Mrs. Illich, all she has to do is change this 0.04 to 0.03, and because I wrote a little program, I immediately get the new sample size because the other numbers don't change. So it's 549. So we'll come in here and we'll type that in, again rounding up. What sample size would produce? Oh, see, look how smooth I can be here. Now all I have to do is put in 0.02 for the sample size, and I get 1,234, so quite large. And I'll check that. And that's it for that problem. Hope you have fun with it. Bye.